time since a mother has been charged for her 3-year-old's death. We are hearing from the little girl's grandparents. Authorities believe Alina Pascal's mother kept her and her brother outside overnight in sub-freezing temperatures. The little girl died of hypothermia. Fox 5's Alex Whitler joins us from the live desk to share how her grandparents are handling the tragedy and how the community has stepped up to help. Alex?
Yeah, Courtney, these grandparents say they're grieving a cheerful and fashionable granddaughter, along with her mother, their daughter, who faces charges for the little girl's death. The family says identifying substance abuse can be tricky, so they're speaking out tonight to encourage families experiencing something similar to lean into every available resource. Grandparents Terry and Danya Ridge say they noticed their daughter Uriah struggled with something, but they didn't immediately know what.
When you would tell her, didn't you just come down to get a soda? It would be like, no.
When they realized what they were up against, they say they became her accountability circle, intervening when it seemed her substance abuse flared.
When you see someone with a strong system, there's a reason for that. Not I'm being a smother instead of a mother.
But still, prosecutors say around midnight January 16th, the mother of 2 was high on drugs and lost in the woods with her kids.
My first reaction was like an utter failure.
3-year-old Alina Pascal died from being in wet clothes and sub-freezing temperatures. Her brother, Elijah, was just released from the hospital. Now the 35-year-old mother faces felony murder charges.
I love my daughter. I always will. You feel maybe a little regret or just the unpreparedness.
The family is grateful the Douglasville community has rallied around them, like Willie Watkins Funeral Home, which has provided free services for Alina as part of their rallying cry for community accountability.
We're also very hopeful in our prayers that Alina's life and death are not in vain.
But the couple says they want other families dealing with substance abuse to identify every resource available to them, including housing, intervention, and mental health help before it's too late. We have new information about the little girl's services from Willie Watkins Funeral Home. The funeral is tomorrow at 1 p.m. at Golden Memorial United Methodist Church. That's in Douglasville. If you missed any of this information, we will have it on our website, fox5atlanta.com. At the live desk, Alex Whitler, Fox 5 News.
Alex, thanks so much. To the
Hello and welcome to Nikki Scoops. If you're new and enjoy my content, please hit the like and subscribe button. This helps me connect with more crime enthusiasts like us. To my returning subscribers, welcome back and thank you for your support. Now, let's head over to Atlanta, Georgia. A 29-year-old mother in Georgia faces life imprisonment for the murder of her 3-year-old daughter after exposing her and her 7-year-old sibling to the freezing woods for nearly 12 hours, leading to the younger child's death from hypothermia. Douglas County Superior Court Judge Dia B. Warren sentenced Uriah Faith Ridge to life in prison with the possibility of parole for the death of her daughter, Alina Pascal, in January 2024. Ridge admitted to felony murder and first-degree cruelty to children related to her daughter's death. Hicks detailed that, prior to Alina's death, Ridge, while intoxicated at a local bowling alley, had slapped her 7-year-old child and dropped Alina, who was then 1 year old, onto the ground. Subsequently, Ridge faced charges of assault and cruelty towards children. After posting bail, she was mandated to abstain from alcohol and enroll in parenting and substance abuse courses. The prosecutor continued, saying that on the night Alina died, Ridge was on cocaine and marijuana when she dragged her kids into the woods near a Foxhall resort. On that night, the temperatures plunged to well below freezing, a situation further worsened by the continuous rain. At one point, Hicks reportedly described how Alina's older brother attempted to protect his sister from the harsh elements. He tried to warm her by covering her with leaves, Hicks stated in court. The cause of death was hypothermia. She succumbed to the cold. After Ridge and the children were discovered by a work crew the following morning, The mother claimed to authorities that they had gotten lost in the woods. However, it was later revealed by police that Ridge had a fully charged cell phone but did not attempt to call for assistance. In court on Thursday, Ridge's attorney, Allison Frutas, stated that a combination of factors led Ridge to endanger her children. It was not merely drug addiction, it was drug addiction combined with severe mental health issues, Frutas explained. She has been profoundly remorseful, as any mother would be after doing something that resulted in the death of her child. Ridge chose to remain silent during the proceedings. A young girl in Savannah, Georgia, who unalived her 20-month-old son, then turned around and to throw him away like he's some type of rotten food is devastating. It appears that many are too hasty to harm or simply discard their child by any means necessary. However, numerous alternatives exist to ensure the child's safety and to assist mothers who may be experiencing a mental health crisis. A woman who is accused of killing her 20-month-old toddler reportedly told police she stopped by a dumpster to dispose of spoiled shrimp pasta, but prosecutors believe she was actually ditching her child's remains. Leilani Simon, 24 of Georgia, is on trial for the death of her toddler, Quentin. Prosecutors allege that on October 5, 2022, Simon intentionally killed her child with an unknown object. When Simon was initially indicted in December 2022, the grand jury was unaware of subsequently publicized details that accused her of acting maliciously towards her child and inflicting cruel and excessive physical pain on him. She faced an indictment comprising 19 counts, which included felony murder charges concealing a death, several instances of providing false information to investigators, aggravated assault, and first-degree cruelty. During the opening statements, the prosecution claimed their evidence will demonstrate that Simon refused to acknowledge the body as Quentin's, instead referring to the discarded item as a stinky shrimp pasta. Quentin's body was in pieces when recovered, according to prosecutors. She throws Quentin's body away like a piece of trash about 1:17 in the morning, Special Assistant District Attorney Tim Dean said. The defendant violated the most basic sacred trust of a parent in the most horrible way. In the middle of the night, she killed him, her own son, got in her car with his body, drove to a dumpster, then threw him away like a piece of trash. Investigators allege that Simon repeatedly lied to them during their discussions about Quentin's death. Her indictment suggests that Simon confessed to leaving her home in the late hours of October 4, 2022, to meet with her drug dealer, while claiming the purpose was to settle an existing drug debt. Prosecutors dispute this account, contending that she actually left her residence early on October 5th to dispose of her son's body. Furthermore, she is reported to have informed investigators that following her departure from the drug dealer's residence, she proceeded to meet her friend Misty to obtain medication. Quentin's body was ultimately found in a landfill on November 18, 2022, and his remains were identified by the FBI on November 28, 2022. Simon's trial commenced on October 14th and is anticipated to last around 3 weeks. In a tragic incident, a young girl in Shoreline, Washington, lost her life after an accidental fall from a 5th-floor window. This event is a stark reminder that, regardless of the circumstances or perceived safety, life can be abruptly and unexpectedly lost. My thoughts and deepest sympathies are with the family during this devastating time.
She has a beautiful soul. And I'm just none of us are ever going to get that back.
Najea Chancellor is recalling the devastating moments when she lost her 4-year-old daughter. Chancellor says that she was watching her 4 little kids by herself last Sunday when one of her kids opened the bedroom window.
I just lost my baby.
She says her daughter was jumping on her bed near an open window.
She bumped into it, the screen fell off, and she went down. And I completely lost it.
Happy birthday to you.
Chancellor says that her daughter was very outgoing and caring, and she loved expressing herself.
She just made everyone happy. It didn't matter who it was. Everyone just loved her, cared about her.
But to Chancellor, she's trying to remain strong for her 3 other children.
I'm just trying to keep it together, as any mother would try to do. I still have 3 other kids that I have to show to be strong for.
And she's hoping to raise awareness so no other parent will have to experience what she's feeling.
I'm never, ever going to get over this, because it's different when it's your child that you lose. It's absolutely different.
A tragic incident occurred when a 4-year-old girl succumbed to injuries after a fall from a 5th-floor apartment window in Washington. The event happened at Echo Lake Apartments, 1160 North 192nd Street on Sunday, October 13th, as reported by King County Sheriff's Office. According to witnesses interviewed by the news outlet, a Good Samaritan administered CPR to the child until the arrival of first responders. Despite these efforts, the girl passed away after being taken to the hospital. The King County Medical Examiner has determined that the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Melaya's death has been declared accidental. After hearing someone scream, I went around to the back, said Andre Alexander, who witnessed the incident. That's when I saw the young girl. She had fallen out of the window. He continued, "There's a young man who is a true hero. He performed CPR by himself for over 4.5 minutes. Najah Chancellor, the mother of the child, stated she was alone at home, overseeing her 4 young children from her bathroom when the tragic accident happened. Chancellor recounted that her 4-year-old was jumping on the bed with her siblings when the incident occurred. She bumped into... The screen gave way and she fell out. I was completely devastated, said the bereaved mother. As a mother, you're tasked with protecting your children at all costs. Despite her grief, Chancellor emphasized the need to remain strong for her 3 remaining children. I'm just trying to hold everything together, as any mother would. I still have 3 other children to be strong for. Crying would only upset them more, she said. I'll never get over this because losing your own child is a unique kind of pain. It's completely different. Following her daughter's passing, Chancellor initiated a GoFundMe to cover funeral costs, with any extra funds to assist the family during this challenging period. The GoFundMe memorializes Melaya as sweet and vibrant. Melaya was the light of our lives, always brimming with joy, and her cheerful spirit affected everyone she encountered. She cherished her family deeply, her siblings most of all. The little girl, described as having a huge heart, cherished life's simple pleasures, such as her beloved bananas and her affinity for water. The post went on to say, swimming brought her immense joy. She reveled in the splashes and the liberty it provided. Melaya was intelligent, spirited, and lovely, and her memory will eternally resonate with our family. Rest in peace, Melaya. Another angel has gained her wings. May she continue to rest in paradise. sending my condolences to the family during this difficult time. May God wrap his arms around this family in their time of need. The final destination is West Haven, Utah. The death of Gavin Peterson was tragically inevitable. It exemplifies a situation where one seeks help and guidance for their child, knowing they are in inhumane and poor living conditions, only to be let down by the state. This unfortunate child succumbed to malnourishment that had persisted for several years. The biological mother of 12-year-old Gavin Peterson, who was allegedly starved to death by his biological father, stepmother, and oldest brother, is breaking her silence. It shattered my heart to learn of his death in such a manner, Melanie Peterson expressed. The thought of being that hungry is unimaginable. It's simply inhumane. I cannot fathom how someone could do this to another person, let alone their own child. On July 9th, deputies from the Weber County Sheriff's Office found Gavin on the bathroom floor of his father's residence in West Haven. Gavin's father, stepmother, eldest brother, and an 11-year-old stepbrother shared the home. I never would imagine that Shane would let this happen to starve him and let him die, Melanie Peterson said. Why wouldn't he let me have him? He did it with my other kids. Shane Peterson, 46, Nicole Scott, 50, Gavin's stepmother, and Tyler Peterson, 21. His brother faced charges of child abuse, homicide, among other allegations, following what prosecutors have termed a prolonged pattern of abuse that included starvation. Melanie Peterson stated that Gavin was legally in Shane Peterson's custody. She relinquished custody of her 4 children sometime between 2014 and 2015. Court documents indicate Melanie Peterson pleaded guilty in November 2014 to a drug-related charge of cause permit a child or a vulnerable adult to be exposed to, inhale, ingest, or have contact with a controlled substance, chemical substance, or drug paraphernalia, a third-degree felony. In an incident from August 2014, a police officer discovered 2-year-old Gavin wandering alone outside his home. The officer subsequently found Melanie Peterson and the family's residence, where a loaded marijuana pipe was found on a shelf in the living room. Court records indicate that Melanie Peterson fulfilled the conditions of her sentence, which included 100 hours of community service, a $600 fine, jail time, abstaining from alcohol, undergoing a mental health evaluation and treatment, completing a parenting course, and a substance abuse assessment. In February 2015, she successfully completed an early recovery skills program at Weber Human Services, and by July 2015, she had also finished moral recognition therapy at a treatment center. Additionally, she secured and maintained employment. I did everything that was expected of me, as one should. I attended all the classes, prioritizing my mental health. Recognizing when you need help is crucial, Melanie Peterson stated. I took every class. I truly did everything within my power to improve myself and be there for my children. Melanie Peterson stated that she was unable to regain custody of her children via the legal system. It was only in 2018 that she received a text from Shane Peterson proposing that their 3rd child could live with her. Then, in 2019, on Memorial Day weekend, Melanie Peterson said Shane Peterson dropped off their 2nd oldest child and drove off. She noticed the 2nd oldest child was malnourished and had all their hair buzzed off. The child also told her about the disturbing conditions in which their father and stepmother kept them. Nicole trapped them in the room. The lock was on the outside. They couldn't get out. She zip-tied them to the bed. There was a camera, so if they did anything, if they did get out, she would see it on the camera, Melanie Peterson said. She wasn't able to eat anything, only one meal a day, and it was smothered in mustard because all my kids hate mustard. According to her, social workers eventually interviewed the child, but nothing was done. Melanie Peterson alleges the social workers said, without physical signs of abuse, they could only offer therapy to the child. She claims a physical examination by a doctor was not performed. The evidence unearthed by detectives during the investigation into Gavin's death closely mirrors the allegations of abuse made by Melanie Peterson regarding her second eldest child. The arresting documents reveal that detectives have uncovered text conversations among the suspects discussing the deprivation of Gavin's basic needs, including limiting his water intake to 1/3 of a cup, providing only a slice of bread with mustard, or withholding food entirely. According to arrest documents, detectives discovered several deleted screenshots from a smart home surveillance application on Scott Peterson's phone. The court documents described a child curling up on the bare floor of a room devoid of bedding or blankets. Screenshots revealed sores on the child's back, and the presence of multiple cameras was inferred from the infrared lights of other devices visible in the images. As of November 2019, Melanie Peterson reported that she had regained the visitation rights to see Gavin on alternate weekends and observed signs of malnourishment once more. "The last time I saw him, he looked so thin that I took a picture," she said. "I wanted to bring him in to see a doctor." This occasion, Melanie Peterson resolved to record her worries. In February 2020, she captured a photo of Gavin shirtless. It turned out to be the final time she would see him. Melanie Peterson claims that after Nicole and Shane Peterson discovered she had taken a photo of Gavin, they prevented her from seeing him again by filing a false complaint, resulting in the suspension of her visitation rights pending a decision by the Utah Division of Child and Family Services. Melanie Peterson expressed that the process was prolonged due to the pandemic, stating, "I did try, but I received no assistance." Thank you for watching until the end of my video. Your loyalty as a viewer is greatly appreciated. Please take a moment to share your thoughts in the comment section below on any of these videos. I enjoy interacting with my audience, so don't hesitate to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. See ya in the next video.